You ever meet someone, a dude, seems quiet, unassuming, maybe even a little awkward? You know the type, right? The kind of guy who blends into the background, who doesn't draw attention to himself. He might be the one sitting alone in a coffee shop, lost in his thoughts, or standing at a party, observing everyone else with a thoughtful expression. Maybe you've seen him walking alone in the park, seemingly content with his own company. Then, bam! He does something, says something, and you're like, where the hell did that come from? It's like a switch flips, and suddenly he's the center of attention. Maybe he drops a piece of wisdom that leaves everyone speechless, or he makes a move in a game that no one saw coming. It's those moments that make you realize there's so much more to him than meets the eye. That, my friends, could be a Sigma male. These guys are a different breed. They're not interested in fitting into the traditional social hierarchy. They don't seek out the spotlight, but they're not afraid of it either. They have a quiet confidence that comes from knowing who they are and what they want. You might find them standing alone in nature, taking in the world around them, or working diligently at their desk, completely focused on their task. And that makes them fascinating and, yeah, a little dangerous. We're diving deep into the minds of Sigma males today. We're going to explore what makes them tick, what drives them, and what sets them apart from the rest. So let's get started. Number 1, they let you underestimate them. This is like their superpower. It's almost like they have this secret weapon that no one sees coming. Sigma males, they don't need to brag. They don't need to shout from the rooftops about their achievements or their plans. They don't need to be the loudest guy in the room. In fact, they prefer to stay in the background, blending in with the crowd. They're cool just hanging back, observing, and people misinterpret that. They think that because they're quiet, they're not paying attention. They think quiet equals weak or unintelligent. Big mistake. What they don't realize is that Sigma males are always analyzing, always thinking. It's like they say, speak softly and carry a big stick. They don't need to raise their voice to make a point. That's the Sigma male way. They exude confidence without the need for validation from others. They're comfortable in their own skin. They don't need to be the center of attention to feel good about themselves. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. Their self-worth isn't tied to the opinions of others. And that can be disarming. People don't see them as a threat because they don't fit the typical mold of what a powerful person looks like. You might think you got them all figured out, that they're harmless, but that's where you're wrong. But that's when they strike. When you least expect it, they make their move. And it's often a game changer. They achieve their goals not by being the loudest, but by being the smartest, the most strategic. They play the long game. And when they look back, they see a path of quiet victories, of underestimated moves that led to significant outcomes. Number 2, they're dangerously patient. We live in a world of instant gratification, right? But Sigma males, they're playing the long game. They have this Zen-like patience. They know that good things come to those who wait, and they're willing to put in the work, to grind it out, even when no one's watching. It's like they see the world in time lapse. They're not worried about the immediate payoff. They're thinking 10 steps ahead. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Because while you're getting all worked up over the small stuff, they're making moves, positioning themselves for the win. Number 3, they let you think you're winning. This is some next-level mind stuff right here. Sigma males, they can be like puppet masters. They let you think you're in control, that you're calling the shots, but they're pulling the strings the whole time. They're masters of deception, not in a malicious way, but in a strategic way. They know that sometimes the best way to win is to let the other person think they're winning. It's like a rope-a-dope in boxing. They let you wear yourself out, and then when you're vulnerable, bam, they make their move. Number 4, they forgive easily but forget nothing. Don't mistake a Sigma male's forgiveness for weakness. They're not holding grudges. They're not letting anger eat them up inside. They forgive because they know that holding on to negativity is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But here's the thing, they don't forget. They file everything away. Every betrayal, every slight, every act of kindness. They're always learning, always observing. And that information, that's their power. They use it to make decisions, to protect themselves, to navigate the world. Before moving on, if you're finding any value in this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to me. Number 5, they test people without showing it. Trust is huge for Sigma males. They're not going to let just anyone into their inner circle, so they test you. They throw out little challenges, observe your reactions, see how you handle yourself under pressure. It's not always conscious, but they're always watching. They're looking for loyalty, for integrity, for people who can keep up with them. And if you fail the test, you might not even know it. They'll just quietly distance themselves, move on to someone more worthy of their time and energy. Number 6. They never explain themselves too much. Sigma males, they're not big on explaining themselves. They don't feel the need to justify their actions or their beliefs to anyone. They're comfortable with who they are and they don't need anyone else's approval. This can be frustrating for people who are used to over-explainers, who need everything spelled out for them. But that's just not how Sigma males operate. They're more about actions than words. They'd rather show you who they are than tell you. Number 7. They know when rules don't apply. Look, Sigma males, they respect the rules most of the time, but they also understand that rules are made to be broken. Sometimes you gotta think outside the box, bend the rules a little to get ahead. They're not afraid to challenge the status quo, to go against the grain. They're independent thinkers, and they're not gonna blindly follow something just because everyone else is doing it. They make their own rules, man. These unique traits set them apart from the crowd, making them fascinating and yes, maybe a little dangerous. Sigma males are the quiet ones, the observers, the ones who are always 10 steps ahead. They possess an uncanny ability to read situations and people, often seeing things that others miss. This makes them incredibly strategic and often very successful in their endeavors. What do you think? Do you see yourself in these descriptions? Are you a Sigma male? Or perhaps you know someone who embodies these traits? It's fascinating to see how these characteristics play out in real life, shaping the way Sigma males interact with the world around them. If you think you might be a Sigma male, or if you know someone who fits this description, hit me up in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Share your experiences, your thoughts, and your insights. It's always interesting to hear different perspectives and to learn from each other. If you want to know why Sigma males self-talk, check out the video on the top right corner. If you're curious about how different personality types interact and influence each other, you'll definitely want to stick around. We'll be exploring various aspects of personality psychology, providing insights and tips on how to navigate relationships, careers, and personal growth. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support means a lot and helps us bring you more content that you love.